Hello there.
After doing the All of Us Are Dead video, I wanted to do something that would take less time to edit, because that video took way too long. This video should be easier, it's just a trailer. I know I'm very late to talking about this trailer, but Star Wars fits in with a long-term project I'm working on, this being Book of Boba Fett. The Kenobi trailer looks great, like visually it looks good, but the Force is moving strangely around this trailer. Let's look at what feels off about this trailer. First, Obi-Wan is barely in the trailer. By my very imprecise calculation, I got 31 seconds of the whole trailer was Obi-Wan on screen. This is out of a 1minute and 46-second trailer. I'm not a math guy, but I tried to do some math and came up with 29% of the trailer was Obi-Wan on screen. This included 25 seconds of titles and the words that came up saying, "This show will be on Disney+." With 25 seconds of words taken out, Obi-Wan's time is up to 38% of the trailer. I would have thought that with Obi-Wan being the big draw here, it would mean that he would have the most time in the trailer. This is not the case. We get more shots of this Inquisitor and people other than Obi-Wan. I do like that Owen Lars is in the trailer. Maybe we'll see him not being happy that Obi-Wan is putting unnecessary attention to his family. Because there is that scene of the Inquisitor doing something with that guy, and Owen is right there. That could be interesting. The trailer is really trying to hit us with the feels. Duel of the Fates comes in and hits hard, like Mike Tyson hard. The music is the most emotion after maybe seeing Luke as a kid you're going to get out of this trailer. Just because this trailer is not a complete wreck doesn't mean the show will be good. I liked Boba Fett as a character, but that show ruined him. So why should I expect anything different with Kenobi? Besides the fact it looks like a lot more effort went into Kenobi, I'm starting to think Book of Boba Fett was just a holdover show. Disney was just trying to make sure we did not forget that Star Wars exists, so they could give Star Wars fans the show they actually wanted. Let's move into what can this show even give us as a story. Obi-Wan has been on Tatooine for probably like 4 to 6 years, because Luke looks older than an infant. Part of the trailer tells us that Inquisitors are looking for Jedi, and one ends up on Tatooine trying to find Obi-Wan, or a Jedi that she thinks is there. The only way I believe this show can work with Star Wars lore is that the Empire can't know at all that Luke is on Tatooine. Vader can't even know that Padme had the kids. Vader starts to realize he has kids later in Empire Strikes Back, or at least a kid, Luke.
I have no doubt this boy is the offspring of Anakin Skywalker.
How is that possible?
Search your feelings, Lord Vader. You will know it to be true.
I would think that Obi-Wan can't be found to have been on Tatooine, because Vader would get really suspect of what Obi-Wan was doing on his home planet. I would expect Obi-Wan to end up leaving Tatooine so the Inquisitors chase him to a different planet. We see several different planets in the trailer. Obi-Wan will probably end up on the city planet, I would guess. But Disney does love Tatooine, so I don't know. This city planet is where the bulk of the show can happen. Obi-Wan can do some action on it and it won't matter if the Empire knows he's there or not. I'm kinda expecting to be wrong about this though. One thing I saw was the Rebel Alliance symbol carved on a wall. I think we could see a lot of the Rebel Alliance in this show. I would think we could see Bail Organa in the show too. He's one of the important Rebel leaders. He could ask for Obi-Wan's help or Obi-Wan can ask for his. Maybe we see Leia in the show too. Something that actually works in the trailer is Obi-Wan sounding sad that the Republic and Jedi Order fell. This should be something he should be upset about, as someone who said that the Jedi Order is your life. And if there's no Jedi Order, this should lead to some kind of internal complications. Now, one thing that I hope doesn't happen is that Obi-Wan turns into Luke from The Last Jedi. Meaning, I don't want a Obi-Wan that is just depressed and completely bitter. I don't want Obi-Wan to be maybe this Jedi and light side of the Force thing is not the way. This would just suck. Some reflection by Obi-Wan on what went wrong with the Jedi and the Republic wouldn't be bad. Also, Obi-Wan does have a job to do, making sure Luke is safe. Another thing is Obi-Wan just looks tired, like someone who's seen too much. Which he has. He fought in the Clone Wars, which was a massive war, so the look fits. I have not watched the Rebels TV show, but I have seen clips of it on YouTube. I know the High Inquisitor is a character from that show. What's so strange to me is the High Inquisitor is an Utapawan. Those dudes that Obi-Wan talks to in Episode 3 after he gets out of his starfighter on Utapau. The High Inquisitor looks nothing like those two guys on Utapau. Like, everything is off with his look. The head looks off probably because the show is copying the look of Rebels, which is not going to translate well to the big screen. I didn't like the look of Rebels anyway, but I know it was based off concept art from the original trilogy, but it just looks worse than the style from the Clone Wars. Enough about the Clone Wars, I gotta get back on track. Okay, so the High Inquisitor. So where are the deep lines on the head of the High Inquisitor that we see on the Utapauans in Episode 3? The eyes should have more of that outline around them, like they have not slept in like 2 months. This whole character just looks off. I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting in the shots. I've seen some people try and fix the look of the High Inquisitor, but my guess is it won't look any different when the show releases. I guess let's move on to the thing that everyone is actually here for. Vader's breathing at the end of the trailer. This is the most concerning thing about this trailer. Episode 3's end with Obi-Wan defeating Vader and then Vader defeating Obi-Wan in Episode 4 just works. There's no need to change it. I'm positive this will be messed with because there is no line in Episode 4 saying, "Hey, this is the first time we've seen each other since Mustafar, and Anakin, you're looking less on fire than last time." The reason I bring this up is the Clone Wars TV show did this with Obi-Wan and General Grievous. In Episode 3, when Grievous says, "I've trained in your Jedi arts," he's bragging to Obi-Wan, someone he's never fought before. Because if they had fought before, why would he say that to Obi-Wan? He would already know this.
You fool! I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku!
Well, it turns out, in the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan and Grievous fight practically every other episode. Why should I expect any restraint from Disney here? A Obi-Wan and Vader fight will bring in money, like a deep-faked Luke Skywalker seemed to. I mean, this show seems to be what Star Wars' future is riding on. I don't think there are any new movies being made. Does anyone even have a drop of excitement for any of the 50 other TV shows they're supposedly making? I'm not, but then again, I'm dead inside, so I assume that's why I don't care. I've been thinking about if Obi-Wan and Vader could even be in the same show and never fight, and if this could even be a good show. I think it could work, but there's one big problem. It would be hard to pull off. What I'm thinking is Obi-Wan would have to leave Tatooine and do something to get the attention of the Empire. Because Obi-Wan does not want the Empire to find Luke. Or, like I said earlier, Vader would be really suspicious if Obi-Wan was hiding on his home planet. What would happen is Vader would go looking for Obi-Wan and just come up short every time. Vader would be like a detective looking for Obi-Wan. And of course Obi-Wan could fight the Inquisitors for action. The ending of the show would be Obi-Wan faking his death, or at least making sure the Empire thinks he's dead. Otherwise, I have no idea how Obi-Wan could ever stop Vader or the Inquisitors from coming after him. It's too bad Ahsoka's first fight with Vader was used in Rebels. Her fighting Vader here would completely mess with the timeline, but it would have been great to have seen her and Obi-Wan interact again. Also, using her for the big fight with Vader would have been cool. It would have been a good way to bridge the gap between people who watch the Clone Wars and the normal TV movie watching audience. But this can never happen because the timeline would not work. But it would have been cool. Maybe there's a different character Vader could fight that would make for an interesting ending. So without a Vader-Obi-Wan fight or Vader fighting any character from his past like Ahsoka, what could the show do for a finale? I guess we would have to hope the Inquisitors were built up well as characters for the big fight. It's obvious that the show is going to do an Obi-Wan Vader fight, but I thought it would be a fun experiment to try and see if that doesn't have to be the case. I'll try and wrap this up. I've wrote too much and this is only a trailer. The best way I can put this is I'm not convinced. Could the show end up being really good? Potentially. It's cool we will be getting Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back. The potential is there. The problem is how this show could mess up a lot of other cool stuff from the movies. Like Episode 3 and Episode 4 fights between Vader and Obi-Wan. Let's not forget this is Disney Star Wars here. The track record is not the best. I hope this is not some complete nostalgia-filled thing just to draw people in, and then it's just garbage. As well, I'm really concerned with how much Obi-Wan is in the trailer. There was also a lot of characters in the trailer, and I hope this does not mean the show will be too unfocused. Man, I can't actually believe I did math for this video. What am I thinking?